September 22, 1944, in the courtyard of Rome's Forte Bravetta prison, silence filled the air. A man once feared across Italy now stood before a firing squad. His name was Pietro Caruso, the former police chief of Rome under Mussolini's fascist regime. Once a man of immense power, he was now a condemned criminal about to face justice for some of the darkest crimes in Italy's wartime history. Caruso's rise mirrored the rise of fascism itself. From his early days, he was a loyal supporter of Benito Mussolini, working his way through the police and security services. Ambitious and ruthless, he gained influence quickly. By 1943, when Nazi Germany occupied Italy, Caruso had reached the peak of his career, becoming the police chief of Rome. But instead of protecting his fellow citizens, he became a collaborator with the Gestapo, carrying out Nazi orders and enforcing fascist rule with an iron fist. His name became infamous in March 1944 after a single tragic event, the Ardeatine Caves massacre. It began when partisans carried out a bombing in Rome that killed 33 German soldiers. The response was brutal. Nazi authorities, alongside Italian fascists, demanded revenge. The decision was made to execute 10 Italians for every German killed. Caruso was at the center of it all. He worked hand-in-hand with SS officer Herbert Kappler to create the list of victims, 335 men in total, civilians, political prisoners, and innocent bystanders. Many chosen at random were taken to the Ardeatine Caves on the outskirts of Rome. There, they were executed in silence, their bodies buried beneath stone and earth. Families searched desperately for loved ones who would never return. When the truth emerged, the massacre became one of the darkest stains on Italy's wartime history, and Caruso's direct involvement could not be denied. When Rome was liberated by Allied forces in June 1944, Caruso tried to disappear, but his crimes were too public. His role too infamous. Italian partisans captured him and handed him over to the authorities. His trial was swift and public, held before a military tribunal. Witnesses described him as cruel, arrogant, and fully complicit with the Nazis. Caruso defended himself by saying the massacre was a necessary action, but the court saw it differently. They called it what it was: mass murder. The sentence was death. On the morning of September 22, 1944, Caruso was led into the prison courtyard at Forte Bravetta. There were no speeches, no last words, no crowds to watch, only silence, and a line of soldiers standing in position. At the order, rifles fired, and Pietro Caruso fell instantly. His execution was quick, without ceremony, the final act of justice for a man who had brought terror to Rome. Today, Caruso is not remembered as a soldier or a patriot. He is remembered as a symbol of fascist brutality, a man who turned police power into a tool of oppression and paid the ultimate price. His story stands as a reminder that no matter